Albert Pujols went deep last night. So did a guy named Edmonds. And now the Killer Bees are in town, led by their center fielder, Lance Berkman. We're on the banks of the mighty Mississippi, the old river, the old man, deep river. Inside Busch Stadium, it's the Astros and the Cardinals tonight on Fox Net. Hello, everybody. My name is Craig. And this is Al. How about the Cardinals? How about the way they're playing? And Woodrow Williams last night was fantastic.
He was just the way we advertise him. He goes out there, what a gutty performer, goes out and battles and vents a pitch if he needs to get somebody out. But this is a new series and a new team in town, and another good one.
You're starting to sound like Tony La Russa. We can't look back. We're looking ahead. This is a new series. Against the Central Division, the Cardinals have picked it up. They were miserable on that long road trip, but as soon as some of the Central Division teams started popping up on their calendar, things have turned around. A 9-4 record over the last 13 games, the 5th of 9 straight series against Central Division opponents, and 16-10 overall against the division. That's something the Cardinals did very well last year as well.
Every time they won the Central Division, they have dominated in their division. So you got to go ahead and win these ball games, especially when it means double the money in standings. You win these games, it's like winning 2.
I like Carlos Hernandez. He's on the mound tonight for Houston. He's got a chance to be a real good one, and a left-hander who right now is 4-1.
Just turned 22 years of age in April. He's got a real good breaking ball. He'll throw like a slider to left-handers. He's got a changeup and a low 90s fastball. He's got all the ingredients, just consistency.
How about this guy, Jason Simontacchi, who so far has been terrific. The Cardinals have won both of his starts.
And he's pitched very well in both those starts. He won his Major League debut against the Atlanta Braves. Bobby Cox was very impressed with him. He retired the first 10 men. And the second one, he left 2-1 against Cincinnati. The only thing is, he has not started a game in 10 days.
You heard the same thing I heard from Bobby Cox. That impressed me when I read it in the paper the next day. He said, of all the young guys that we've seen, that guy's the best young pitcher we've seen called up. That says a lot.
It says a lot, but it also says a lot the fact that, he's been released 3 times. He's played in the Independent League. He's played for the Italian Olympic Club. I mean, this guy has paid his dues, and he was not awed by the Major League situation, and he's going to try to do everything he can to take advantage and stay here as long as he can.
There he is, Jason Simontacchi. Arrivederci, say the Killer Bees. They're going to try to take him deep tonight. A guy named Biggio, a guy named Bagwell, and a guy named Lance.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Beautiful night here at Busch, and it's the Cards and the Astros. We get a chance right before game time to visit with Jeff Bagwell, and first and foremost, what do you know about Jason Simontacchi?
Nothing. Big name, I know that. Usually veteran guys, and we have a tough time with these kids because you're not sure quite what they want to throw in certain situations. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge for us, just because we don't know him. But, we got a good guy going for us, too, so I'm sure Carlos will keep us in the game. We'll be fine.
Cardinals have been playing well, but you guys have been playing much better. Jimmy Williams finally starting to get things going, you feel?
Jimmy's been doing great the entire time. It's been us that's had the problem. We haven't been able to score enough runs. Our bullpen was kind of struggling in the beginning, but things are going a lot better now. We're getting some timely hits, getting some good pitching. Our starting pitching's been great all year, and now our bullpen's come together. Dotel's throwing the ball great. Of course, we got Billy Wagner and getting some big hits up and down our lineup.
We have said it time and again up in the booth that when it's all said and done, we feel it's going to be the Cardinals and the Astros. Do you guys feel pretty much the same way?
Yeah, we feel like we're going to be in it, and we know the Cardinals are definitely going to be in it. They got a great ball club. I think the Cubs, they should make a run. I mean, they got a good ball club. Cincinnati's obviously playing well, so it's going to be a tough division the entire way, but I would imagine that both our clubs will be there.
Class act. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Jeff Bagwell, he's in the lineup tonight for the Houston Astros. Coming up, it's Cardinal baseball on the home of the Cardinals, Fox Sports Net. First pitch just around the corner.
Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By your local Chrysler and Jeep dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Cardinals on Fox Sports Net. By Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers, St. Louis's #1 choice for tires and automotive service. By Pennzoil, protection under the toughest conditions. And by Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with low fares. Jimmy
Williams, I think what was probably more interesting and appalling along some lines, even more so than the way the Cardinals were playing early in the season, they at least had excuses with all the injuries. I couldn't believe that the Astros couldn't kick it into gear, and they finally have. Here's a look at Jimmy Williams' lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They will lead it off with Julio Lugo. Greg Biggio bats second, plays second. Then it's Jeff Bagwell. Lance Berkman, one of the best players in baseball, is cleaning up. He's in center. Then it's Darrell Ward, Richard Hidalgo, Jeff Blum, Brad Ausmus, and Carlos Hernandez pitching and batting ninth. A much different group for the Cardinals defensively here tonight. As we take you around the horn, it's brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Albert Pujols tonight is at first base. No surprise, Viñas at second. Miguel Cairo makes a rare start. He's at third base. Placido Polanco in at short. Edgar Renteria with a pulled oblique muscle. He's sitting this one out. Eli Morero's in left field. You know the way this guy's swinging it, he'll be in there no matter who's pitching. Jim Edmonds is in center. Eduardo Perez, another guy on the list of players making rare starts. I don't think it applies yet to Mike Matheny, but we haven't seen much of him behind the plate. And he's back there catching Jason Simontacchi, who has been ultra impressive in the 2 starts that he's made for the Cardinals so far. But it's been a while now, Al. He hasn't started since the team was in Cincinnati.
And this is part of our Chrysler Jeep matchup. Simontacchi is 28 years of age, and I think that is one thing to bear in mind. He's been all around a lot of places, been released 3 times. He's pitched for the Olympic team, the Italian Olympic team. He just wants this opportunity, and he's pitched very well. What he's done is he's pitched. He's not a thrower. He's thrown on both sides of the plate, up and down, and changed speeds.
In fact, if you were to buy the Cardinal Media Guide and you were looking for Jason W. Simontacchi, you would find him on page D, as in David, 64. He's on the same page as Neil Simoneau, Dan Schaus, and Ryan Sherman. There's no picture. He's a minor leaguer, and here he is in the big league starting against the Astros, and he starts Julio Lugo with strike 1.
Well, he played for the Venezuelan team last winter ball.
That's easy into right. Eduardo Perez will go to his left. 1 out. Let's hear from Jason himself about pitching at this level in the big leagues.
Enjoy it just as much as any time all the other times I put on a uniform. I'm more anxious, as we were just talking, I'm more anxious to get out there and perform and pitch and compete. You know, that's the love of the game right there. And yeah, I mean, you don't, everybody gets butterflies, but it's just more the fact that, yeah, you're going out there and competing and, you know, go out there and help your team win.
That's driven into left field. Well played by Eli Morero. In fact, very well played. And he holds Biggio to a well-placed single instead of a well-placed double.
Well, the one thing you were asking about, why is Houston struggling? Why is Craig Biggio batting .221 coming into that at bat? That's one of the reasons. Jimmy Williams, as Jeff Bagwell said, he's been consistent. He's an outstanding manager, but his players have not performed to their expectations. Even Bagwell, that .275 average is down, but he's always hit the Cardinals well.
Runner at first. 1 out. And a pretty good popping fastball for a strike, Simontacchi.
Well, that's what he's going to try to do. Get ahead of the count. Pitch on both sides of the plate. Now, he was in the bullpen. He never made a bullpen appearance, but he did get some work out of the bullpen a few times.
Is that the change? 1 ball, 1 strike. He does have a very good off-speed pitch.
Yeah, he's got the 4 basic pitches: fastball, curveball, slider, and change, and he knows how to perform. You know, you were saying he was at Venezuela this winter, and Dave LaPointe saw him down there and recommended the Cardinals to sign him to a 6-year minor league free agency.
That's into center field. The park will hold it. Edmonds back to get it. 2 out. Biggio back to first. I was watching you and Dan do the game last night, and you talked a lot about Eli getting a chance to catch and learn with Woody Williams, basically calling his own game from the mound. Now Eli's in left tonight. Totally opposite situation tonight with Matheny, who will steer the ship, and he will call the game for Simontacchi. There's not going to be a lot of shaking off.
Well, you wouldn't think so. And I would, anytime I have a veteran like Mike Matheny and a guy that's really does his preparation, if I'm a young pitcher, I just, whatever he puts down, I go ahead and execute.
Runner at first, 2 out for this good player, Lance Berkman. Berkman's already hit 15 home runs. There's no telling how many he's going to hit in that little park in Houston.
Look at those power numbers. 15, that's tied with Sosa and Bonds for the lead. And he is the major league leader with his 42 RBIs.
However, this season against the Cardinals, he has not had much luck. Low batting average, only 3 RBIs. Ball 1 low and away. With Darrell Ward, the left fielder, to hit next. At home, the majority of his work has been done to get his average up, which overall is 289. More home runs and RBIs at home, but about even with the power and production.
Kind of a Colorado slant to it, isn't it?
And it will never be to that degree, but in that ballpark, you would think there would be bigger power numbers for the Astros than what they do on the road. They have a pretty severe shift on the infield defending against Berkman. It's 2-0. 2-1. If you can't root for a guy like Simontacchi, check your pulse, because these guys who have been flopping around in the minor leagues and going from this place to that place, all for the love of pitching and trying to get to this level and trying to live out a dream, to get this opportunity and then to see him make good on the opportunity to this point, it's fun to watch. 3-1 now on Berkman.
And look at some of the organizations that discarded him, like the Royals, the Pirates, and the Twins. I don't think they, particularly the Royals, wouldn't like to have him back.
See, the runner at first goes. 3 balls and a strike. 2 out. Not going, and it's outside for ball 4. So a hit and a walk here in the first inning. The batter will be Darrell Ward.
He has pretty good control. That's a big aspect of his success, and I think he was showing a lot of respect to Berkman. In the minor leagues, left-handed batters gave him trouble, but in the big leagues, he's actually had left-handers bat 200 against him, 2 for 10. Or in the minor leagues, they hit 320.
Darrell Ward now with 2 on and 2 out. It was an error and a hit batsman in the first inning that had the same situation for Woody Williams. He got out of it by getting done. And very similar tonight with Simontacchi trying to get another big, strong left-handed batter, Darrell Ward. Not getting the outside corner, 2-0, and Simontacchi is digging himself a hole.
And I think part of the maturing process for Darrell Ward is they're saying he's not hitting the home runs with regularity right now, but he's becoming a much better line drive hitter.
That's crushed with foul. Hello. It's pretty well hit, Al.
Yeah, I think so. Anytime it goes up there, you get somebody's attention, but his line drives still go pretty well.
Man, ball was hit a ton.
And usually you think with this cooler temperatures, the ball doesn't travel as well. But it was just a long foul ball.
The 2-1. 3-1 with the right-handed hitting Hidalgo on deck. Again, the Astros come in 21 and 22. They're still trying to fight to the 500 mark, while the Cardinals are 2 games over for the first time in a long time. Watch out here on 3-1. Good pitch outside part. Full count. The runners will go.
So that's what he has to do, is change speeds and throw on both sides of the plate. Move the ball around.
What does he feed Darrell Ward with a 3-2 count? Vina, good play. That ball took a bad hop, and Vina stayed with it. He is so good. A hit, a walk in the inning, and 2 left. I'm glad that little number 4 is on the Cardinals side. He's a good one. Tough play, made it look easy. After a half inning, no score. We go to the bottom of the first. There is no score. The Astros left 2 in their half. The Southwest Airlines starting lineup, very different for Tony La Russa. A look at Albert, who went deep last night. He's batting third. Vina Polanco in front of him. Edmonds, Perez, Cairo, Matheny, Eli Marrero, and Simontacchi bringing up the rear, pitching and batting ninth. We go around the horn. Brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. At first base, one of the best. Very good defensively, very underrated Jeff Bagwell. Biggio's the second baseman. Across the way, the former Expo, Jeff Blum. The shortstop is Julio Lugo. And then out in the outfield, it's Darrell Ward, Lance Berkman, and Richard Hidalgo is in right. He used to play center. Brad Ausmus does the catching, and Carlos Hernandez, the 4-1 left-hander, is on the mound. The other part of our Chrysler Jeep pitching matchup, the numbers for Carlos, a very good young left-hander. And you can see he's got a good fastball as he misses high and away to Vina, who is hitting .302.
Hernandez started against the Cardinals on April the 6th, got a no decision, and then had a relief appearance against them where he got roughed up. Didn't record an out, gave up 2 hits, including a home run to Jim Edmonds and a walk. But he is really a very fine young pitcher. Got a real good breaking ball.
And he finds the strike zone for the first time tonight, 2-1.
Really eased up on that delivery. That's one thing about him. He's always around the plate, but he can have pitch where he's a little bit wild.
That's easy. Vina retired 1-3 to start the night. And the batter will be Polanco. Here is our Ford dealers key matchup. Head-to-head. Cardinals have won 4 of 6 meetings. The average better, the runs better, the home runs dominant, and the ERA all the way up and down the line. The Cardinals have outplayed the Astros so far this season.
Well, you remember the Cardinals won the first 2 games looking for the sweep and had that devastating Sunday afternoon loss, and it seemed like that was the same case when they came here.
Cardinals just couldn't finish the sweep.
Yeah, very easily they could be 6-0 against a club where most people think will be their chief competition.
Polanco into left center field. That's easy for Berkman. 2 up, 2 down. And the batter will be Albert Pujols. The Cardinals are without Renteria tonight with that strained oblique muscle. And evidently Tino Martinez showed up a little sick.
Yeah, he's got the upper respiratory and flu-like conditions, and J.D. Drew's bat's been a little sick, so give him a little mental rest. But it's great opportunity to get Perez in there, Cairo in there, give them some at bats. But Pujols and Edmonds are going to have to do some damage.
Albert went deep last night, took a pitch up and in, and just tomahawked it out into the Cincinnati bullpen and beyond. Into Homer's Landing, his 7th of the season, and he's ahead of the count here, 2-0.
Swinging the bat much better of late. 4-game hitting streak.
Average all the way up to 287. 2 balls and a strike.
He's hit in 10 of his last 11 games. 368 average.
To the left side, Blum gets the high hop, and the Cards go in order. Vina, Polanco, and Pujols. We slip into the second. Simontacchi back to the hill. No score. Everybody's caught up in the Star Wars Attack of the Clones fever. Look at him. Took his costume down, and we're ready for the second inning. No score. It's the show that's changing the face of sports television, people. It's the best damn sports show, period. Tonight, Academy Award winner Ben Affleck drops by to spread some goodwill, plus Fox News Channel's Bill O'Reilly stops in. And you know he'll have something to say, and see how tomorrow's boxers measure up with a celebrity boxing weigh-in. The best damn sports show period tonight at 11, right here on Fox Sports Net. Ben Affleck.
And you were on last night.
I was on last night with John Kruk, who was out at the golf tournament.
Yeah, we're going to congratulate you on raising $400,000 for Children's Hospital. Nice going, Joe.
Hidalgo pops it up. Well, you know, well as I know, when you do stuff like that, you stand out in front, and there are people like Janice Bailey with Children's Hospital and Ted Fry, who's leaving at the end of the year, who do so much work to make that thing happen, and then everybody's patting you on the back and you feel guilty. But it was fun, and everybody had a good time. With one out, nobody on, here's Blum.
Ted threw out the first pitch yesterday.
I did not know that.
So he's
Wonder why he left
retiring president and CEO of Children's Hospital.
Blum takes it low, ball one. I'm sure Simontacchi, Al, is happy to get that first inning under his belt after not having been out there for so long.
Good point, Joe, because first of all, you're worried about throwing strikes, and you want to get back out there, tire a few hitters, and then everything kind of falls into place.
How'd my guy Woody pitch last night?
Oh, he's just
he's automatic.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what happens. You know he's going to battle.
2 balls and a strike. And really, Simontacchi, while he's not that polished, especially at this level, obviously is a very similar type pitcher.
Well, I think he's riding the dream.
That's into right center. That's Edmonds. That's 2 out. Well, remember Dad this Father's Day with a subscription to Cardinals Game Day magazine. Izzy, favorite son of Brighton, Illinois, graces the cover of this month's issue. Inside, you'll meet Cardinal prospect Chris Duncan and his father, pitching coach Dave Duncan. So, if you want to order Dad the Cardinals Game Day magazine, call 314-982-7336. Here's Osmus. There's strike one. There's Woody. Able to sit, relax, and know that he did his job last night. I'll say no earned runs, no runs, and only 5 hits. That's Matheny. That's a quick and easy second inning for Simontacchi as the Astros go in order. Bottom of the second, cruises in. Edmonds, Eduardo, Miguel coming up. Let's give you this Schnucks date in Cardinal history. May 21st, 1943. We go on the global side, all of baseball. The White Sox defeat the Senators 1-0 in 89 minutes, making it the fastest game in American League history. The second fastest game in American League history is 3 hours and 6 minutes. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. Tony La Russa will send in the heart of his order. Edmonds, Eduardo Perez, and Miguel Cairo against a left-hander, Carlos Hernandez.
Jim's a .375 lifetime batter versus Houston with 13 home runs and 30 RBIs in only 34 games. And he's homered against Carlos Hernandez also.
He likes that ball up, and he likes to launch. Leans back and whack. This was last night. A 2-run shot that took it from 2-0 to 4-0. Game Cardinals eventually won 7-3. And for Jim, his 10th home run of the year. Here's an 0-2. One away. There are some times that Edmonds, as good as he is, takes some swings that make you scratch your head.
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes I think he outthinks himself up there.
He's shaking his head as he heads back to the dugout. Here's Eduardo. Happy to have a start, hitting only 111 with a couple of thrilling home runs so far this season.
Eduardo thinks he found a flaw in his batting mechanics.
To make a little more contact.
Well, he picked up a bad habit, which was lengthening his swing, and really felt like he couldn't get around on a fastball. The book on him is you throwing fastballs in and sliders down and away. And he's kind of come up with something that he noticed looking at a home run he hit off a lighter. And let's hope he can put it into practice. Sometimes you recognize what you're doing wrong, but can you correct it?
To the right side, and Biggio to his left. 2 out. So far, nary a base runner for the Cardinals. Base is empty with Cairo coming up. You can use your MasterCard card and see the Cardinals for less. Go to stlcardinals.com. Call 314-421-2400 to purchase the MasterCard Grand Slam ticket pack today.
12,000 seats remaining for tomorrow's game. 6,000 for Thursday afternoon, 12:10 start. That's the Bank of America Money Clip Day. Then we come back 31st, 1st and 2nd against Pittsburgh. I can't believe it, Joe. There's 11,000 tickets remaining for Sunday against Pittsburgh, the Pasta House Company Coca-Cola Pennant Day.
And what did Pittsburgh do today, Al?
Oh, well, the first game of a doubleheader, they had a little fun at the expense of the Chicago Cubs, 12-1.
How are they doing in that second game?
Oh, they're leading 3-0 against the Cubs after 1.
Here's a 2-1 to Cairo. Matheny waits on deck as the count goes to 3-1. That's pretty well hit to center, but right at Berkman. And the inning is over. So the Cardinals have sent 6 and seen 6. Head back to the bat rack. We go to the 3rd. Hernandez, Luco, Biggio coming up. No score. Top of the 3rd inning, no score. Simontacchi is back to the hill. He will deal with Carlos Hernandez, who has a 200 average and 3 RBIs, and back to the top, Lugo and Biggio. This will be the 3rd of the 6 series to be played between these two teams this season, 19 games. And the Cardinals have won 4 and lost 2 against Houston so far. And the next time the Astros will be here will be at the end of September, the 20th through the 22nd. And if you could flash forward and see what the standings would be then, you might then turn around and head out to Vegas. Who knows? But I would say these two will be the top 2 slots in the division by that time.
I would agree with that, and that series could be very important, like it was last year, right down to the last game of the year.
The 1-1 pitch on the inside corner, 1-2. Al, should we open up the bag of love and trouble that is our Fox Sports mailbag, email bag?
I can't wait.
A 1-2 pitch. Wow.
Was that a swing and lifted his leg up and okay.
I know one thing. I know I could never play baseball anywhere close to this level. But that swing gives us all hope that we could someday step in the batter's box and at least stand there and look at some of these pitches. Dan McLaughlin, what's happening?
Well, Joe, good news concerning Ricky Ankiel again threw on the side today. Live hitters right before the game. Now, he's not throwing curveballs or sliders. It was about 20 to 35 pitches, 2 live hitters. Looked very, very good. Was letting it loose and throwing very, very hard. Now, talking with Walt Jocketty before the game and Tony La Russa, something that they're going to do is fly him with the team to Pittsburgh. He will throw on the side off the mound again on Friday. He is starting to spin the ball. What they're talking about, spin the ball. Al can explain that a little better than I. But he will throw again on the mound Friday, and then a rehab start will begin next week, more than likely in Peoria. So he will not start with Memphis. They want him to start out A-ball, AA, AAA, see how he feels, and hopefully back in this rotation very, very soon. Guys, back to you.
All right, Dan, I wonder if that represents then somewhat of a change in philosophy, because remember we asked Walt on the air when we had our round robin of interviews the other night during the last homestand whether it was going to be an earn your way back up to the big league situation or not. So it's going to be interesting to see how the steps are taken to get him back to this level. We said it in spring training. We say it now. If Rick Ankiel is right, that's pretty well hit to center. Edmonds back at the track, at the wall, 2 out. Now, if Rick Ankiel is right, and he shows what he showed during his rookie season and is consistent, this team in some respects could be twice as good.
Absolutely, but you know, because of the elbow, as we see Jimmy run out of real estate but makes the catch, I think it's allowed Dave Duncan to have a great opportunity with Rick Ankiel. Last year it was very concerning to me that when he had to throw a strike, he could only do it with a curveball. Now you hurt the elbow. They've taken the curveball away from him right now. Make him establish control and command of his fastball, and you can do it under the guise of that hey, because of your elbow problems, the tendonitis, which is over, we want you to build up your arm strength before we start having him spin the ball and start throwing the curveballs. But he's got to find command of that fastball, and he won't be a major league pitcher until he does. But get command of the fastball, then you'll start throwing the breaking ball. You can rely on that, but you've got to have more than one pitch you can throw for strikes. And then I think that he will make, say, 1 or 2 starts there at Peoria. Probably 1 or 2 starts at AA, 1 or 2 starts at AAA if everything goes well, and then we'll see him on the mound in St. Louis.
1 ball, 2 strikes is the count on Biggio, who singled his first time up. And that is curling into the corner and off the wall. Marrero gets it back in. Biggio has a double. You get a good idea of how strong and accurate Marrero's arm is with that toss. Now Biggio has single and double, and the Cardinals are fortunate that ball didn't leave the park.
He hit it hard enough, just didn't elevate it. And he's getting some good whacks at Simontacchi. He's 2 for 2. The only 2 hits in this ball game are off the bat at Biggio. And look at this throw. I mean, Craig knows all about doubles. And he wasn't wasting any time, but that throw got right back in there. If he would have been loafing around the bag, he would have been out. 11th double of the season, 448th of his career.
Into right field, Eduardo Perez is there. The inning is over. So the Astros now have 2 hits, a walk. They've stranded 3. Good work by Jason Simontacchi. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, no score. We sat and we sat. We had nothing to do. We sat and we sat. Thing 1 and thing 2. What's on Tap is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. The game's coming up on Fox Sports Net tomorrow against Houston. Then the Cardinals take on the Astros on Thursday afternoon. Then Friday at Pittsburgh. Saturday and Sunday at the Pirates on the WB. It'll be the bottom 3 in the order for the Cardinals here in the 3rd inning. That means Matheny, Marrero, and Simontacchi, who handles the bat pretty well, although he is hitless in the big leagues. Matheny, a clunker to 3rd, easy for Blum. So far, the Cardinals have been quiet with their outs. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. The batter will be Marrero. I get a nice email, at least a backup email, from Peter Brightman from St. Louis, Missouri, who tells me that we are pronouncing Placido Polanco's name correctly, that the person who was trying to correct us via email because the young lady had taken Spanish in high school and college was incorrect in this case. And Peter then gives me 6 other examples of where the accent should be. And Peter, I'm not smart enough to go through all this, but I appreciate the help. There's a strike to Eli, who's had a nice little run here. He's done well behind the plate. His average up to 278, and his 2nd home run of the year was a big 3-run shot against Cincinnati 2 days ago. That's Blum on his knees with a backhand, and it's 2 up, 2 down, and you can see Blum, who took his time out, has a pretty good arm.
Yeah, he does, and came over from Montreal, and he's still not playing every day at third baseman. They got the young man. Ginsburg over there plays third base, but remember their young shortstop, Everett, he's in the minor leagues. He could play defense at the big league level, but his offense was lacking. And Lugo was a offensive player at shortstop for Houston.
Simontacchi, strike two. Jason Vernon asks us, he's from Poplar Bluff, Missouri, is it just me or does Tony La Russa seem a bit more intense this year? He's been quick to defend the bullpen and Tino's bat speed. He's certainly earned my respect. I think Tony La Russa, more than any other year that we've seen him in St. Louis, is more relaxed.
I agree with you. I agree 100%.
Whatever the perception is through television, that's one thing. But as far as us dealing with him, I think he's been more relaxed than we've ever seen him. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Simontacchi.
But I think that's why he has the respect of his team, because he doesn't let people berate his ball players.
Simontacchi fouls it back here. I've got 3,100 total emails sitting on here right now.
From tonight.
Tonight, 2,573 already. Simontacchi strikes out. 2 strikeouts for Hernandez, who has been perfect through 3. Let's go to the 4th inning. Jason will head back to work. Still, there's no score. Our Aflac trivia question: true or false? Mike Scott's 306 strikeouts in 1986 is the all-time high for the Astros. You got a 50% chance, Al.
I say false.
I say false because I don't think we would ask the question if it was true.
I'd say J.R. Richards.
And the other guy that you would think of naturally would be Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, or Nolan Ryan. Good point. Forgot about him.
We go to the 4th, no score, 2 hits for Houston, no base runners yet for the Cardinals. It'll be Berkman, Ward, and Hidalgo, the middle 3 for the Astros here in the 4th inning against Jason Simontacchi, who ho-hum has gone through 3 scoreless innings. That's low and away for ball 1. Berkman, his first time up, drew a walk, and then Ward grounded out with 2 on and 2 out to end the top of the inning. There's that good swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Did you read that USA Today article on Lance and his dad?
Yes.
It was about, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Lance is a kid who was constantly taking batting practice.
Dad instrumental in his development. Of course, Berkman joins Mickey Mantle as the only switch hitters to hit 10 home runs in the team's first 20 games.
Alex Hinton from Hometown X says, if Woody Williams is so good, how come they're only having him pitch 6 innings? That stinks, because he's coming back from injury. Otherwise, he's one of the best innings eaters in the National League. That's on the inside corner, and that's strikeout number 2 for Simontacchi, and a good start to this 4th inning. The Midwest Sports Report coming up on the big show tonight. Bernie Bitts, made for TV. Bernie Miklasz sounds off. The World According to Tarp. Life with the Grounds Crew. Complete post-game wrap-up with a special guest star appearance by Joe and Al. A special guest star appearance by Joe and Al.
Somebody's stretching, aren't they? You know, the one thing about Woody Williams, in his 2 starts since coming off the disabled list, and if you don't remember, he only pitched 2 innings in that game before he injured his rib cage. He did not make any rehab starts. He's only allowed 1 run, and that was an unearned run in those 2 starts since coming back.
2-0 on Ward, who left 2 runners on his first time. 2-1. I like this guy, Simontacchi.
He's done nothing to not think that he's capable of doing the job, and it's a great story.
So Took something off that pitch. It's 2-2.
Well, that's it, Joe. He knows how to pitch. 28 years of age, all the things that he's endured. He's looked forward to this opportunity, and he's not going to, he's not going to be faint about it.
There would be nothing more frustrating if you were a guy like Simontacchi and you finally got the opportunity and you were timid with it.
Yeah, I mean, go out and have fun. Like he said, hey, I've got butterflies, but they're normal ones.
That's a foul ball. Foul ball, according to the first base umpire, Brian Runge.
And Joe, I think that now the Cardinals, because of that new ballpark in downtown Memphis, it gives the players a great environment to not be in awe of St. Louis or Major League ballparks.
That's a base hit for Darrell Ward and the third hit of the night for Houston. You talked about his confidence level, about the butterflies. Let's hear from Jason about his confidence level.
Coming up, having a great outing against Atlanta and then pitching against Cincinnati. I mean, those are two very good teams and very potent offensively. And now, here comes the Astros. So, I mean, yeah, it's just the confidence level is there. Now I just need to go out and execute.
So far, so good, but one on, one out here with Hidalgo at the plate. Blum on deck. That's foul and playable. At least it is at the moment, and it's caught. Big out, 2 out. Ward will at least draw a throw. Well played by Polanco, the shortstop. 2 down.
I had plenty of help over there. Cairo was in position, but it's a much better angle for the shortstop, so you can see him call off his third baseman and make the play.
So now it's Blum. Jeff lined out to deep center his first time up. And if there's anybody in this Astro lineup that the Cardinals pitchers should be familiar with, maybe not Simontacchi, but others, it would be Blum, member of the Montreal Expos, who share that spring training facility with the Cardinals, and seemingly at least every other game the Cardinals were pitching against this guy. Ball one outside from Simontacchi. Jeff is off to a 2:59 start. That will stay in play and nestle into the glove of Eduardo. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Astros have left 4. Cards will have the top of their order as they search for their first base runner. Cardinals and Houston, no score. We'll lead things off here in the 4th inning. Back in the 1st, he hit a tapper back to Hernandez, and the Houston left-hander made the play.
Well, hopefully this time around they'll get a little better read or have an idea what Carlos is trying to do to them. But this guy is one of the good young guns coming up in the National League.
Here's a pitch low and away, ball 1.
One of the things they believe that he has that very good curveball, but he will hang his share.
On the outside corner, 1-1. Okay, can I make a plea now to end the emails about how to pronounce Polanco's first name? Please, people. Let it go. Vina. Base hit. The Cardinals have their first of the night. Went right under Bagwell. Jeff kind of hung his head after that ball got underneath his glove. He was there, but he could not get it down quick enough. And that's our next direct connect hit. The Cardinals' first of the night.
And I think you're right, Joe, that ball was hit fairly well, but you see Jeff right there I think he misjudged the velocity of it and really kind of played it into the base hit. He's not afraid of taking that one off the chest either.
See how the Cardinals want to play this with Polanco. Breaking ball in for a strike, good pitch. You could do anything. You could bunt, you could hit and run, you could play it straight.
And I think the one thing that sometimes, in order to get a guy back into his good groove, and when you put on a hit and run, trying to get Polanco to try to accentuate hitting the ball to the opposite field.
That's into right center field in trouble. That thing's going to the wall. Here comes Fernando. Run, Freddie, run. Around third. To the plate. 1-0 Cardinals on a double by Polanco. Placido delivers here in the fourth.
Another thing they've been working with Polanco is he was a little too spread out. The only thing he could do was pull off the ball and got away from driving the ball the opposite field. Shorten up a little bit. His hands come back into play, and now he can stroke the ball out into his natural stroke to the opposite field. He does so with perfection. And you know, there was one time, or we've at times said, if you really want to be critical of Polanco, you say, well, he doesn't drive in many runs. Now he's up to 11.
Still nobody out, and Polanco at second. And a ball inside to Albert Pujols. So the Cardinals strike first tonight. And Simontacchi is rewarded for 4 shutout innings. He's got a lead, and how big will that lead be? See if the Cardinals can get at least one more here in the inning. That's right back at Al. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tino Martinez is sick tonight, and there's nothing wrong with him getting the night off anyway, even though he's hot right now. With a left-hander, Carlos Hernandez on the mound.
Hey, what? He sure is watching, though, isn't he?
Here's the 1-1. A little high and tight, 2-1.
You got 2 veteran guys right there, probably talking a lot of baseball, and you see that the way Tino was looking, he was trying to detect something, whether it's maybe they're just out there trying to figure out what's going on, see what they can learn about this pitcher, because he may be available for pinch hitting later.
And that makes it 2-2. Pujols has driven in 24. Edmonds is number 1 on the team with 31, and he's on deck. Back-to-back hits after the Cardinals had been retired in order the first 3 innings.
And you're talking with Mitchell Page.
And that won't advance the runner. 1 out. Our Aflac trivia answer about Mike Scott. True or false, Mike Scott's 306 strikeouts in 1996 is the all-time high for the Astros. What? What is it?
No answer.
We don't know. We just ask questions.
Yeah, we just
don't know
ask
the
questions,
answers.
you know.
Well, guys, just tell me in my ear, it's false. Like we thought it might be. J.R.
Hey, I was right, see?
But Edmonds takes ball 1 inside.
As soon as you said Nolan Ryan, I wasn't too sure.
Well,
Ryan's
too easy.
Timing is everything, right?
Timing. 1 ball, no strikes. Polanco at second with 1 out. And we'll see how careful they are with Edmonds.
So they used to have a foamer night on Friday nights at the Astrodome. And one time J.R. Richards was pitching against the Cardinals, and they designate one player that if he were to strike that player out, when the light is on, and it would stay on for a full minute at a time, whether it was either even or odd minutes, there were free beer for the rest of the evening.
Oh.
And J.R. Richards was pitching. He had 2 strikes in the first at bat against Kenny Reitz.
and the light went on, and the umpires wouldn't let him pitch.
Smart.
He struck out 4 times that night. It was finally the last time is when they said, okay, about the 8th inning, said, okay, go ahead.
Oh.
But they didn't want free beer for about 2.5 hours down in the Astrodome.
Times have changed. 3 balls and a strike. And it's 2 on with 1 out. No surprise. And Eduardo Perez will bat. See if Eduardo can deliver a big hit for the Cardinals. Getting the start. Replacing J.D. Drew in the lineup tonight in right field. And with Drew out of there, Martinez out of there, Renteria out of there, a much different look to this Cardinal lineup. It was a big out when Hernandez got Pujols to foul out to first.
Talked about how Perez is trying to shorten his stroke. Didn't get it accomplished the first time, but see if he can get it done this time. Remember, they're going to try and work him in, and that's what he felt like he had lengthened his batting stroke so much to where he couldn't get around on a fastball.
Breaking ball misses. 2-0.
Happy hooting.
Why happy? Why did they come up with happy?
I think it was more of
an alliteration thing. Back-to-back consonants. Happy hoot.
I think it was the fact that he always looked like grumpy.
Well, he wouldn't be grumpy if he had a brand spanking new money clip. On Thursday, May 23rd, when the Cardinals play Houston, that's 2 days from now, it's Bank of America Money Clip Day. The first 30,000 fans with a paid admission receive a quality silver-plated money clip courtesy of Bank of America. Thursday, May 23rd, 2 days from now. Cards and Astros. For tickets, call 421-3060 or stlcardinals.com. And that day, people, you get to watch Matt Morris pitch against Shane Reynolds.
Good pitching matchup, as well as tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night will be Darryl Kyle and Roy Oswalt. Looking to launch, and he popped it straight up. Infield fly rule in effect. 2 on, 2 out. And it's going to be up to Cairo.
Sometimes you can get away with a BP fastball when you have a hitter ahead in the count like that. Just take a little bit off. That wasn't a BP fastball, but you can get a hitter to jam himself.
See if Cairo can salvage some more out of this inning. The Cardinals got a run on a hit by Vina, an RBI double to right center by Polanco. He was at second with nobody out, and he hasn't moved. Edmonds is at first now, and a breaking ball is in for a strike.
Cairo hit the ball probably hardest of any of the Cardinals the first time through the order, lining out to center field. I know you and I really like Miguel Cairo. He just doesn't get much playing time.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Miguel has a career .400 batting average at Busch Stadium and a .321 mark versus left-handed pitching. This year he's hit .400, 6 for 15 with 5 RBIs as a pinch hitter.
Here's a 1-1. Good pitch by Hernandez, and Carlos has made some good ones after allowing the back-to-back hits. There's no doubt that he pitched around Edmonds, and he's on his way to getting out of this jam.
Is that good curveball that he has?
A 1-2. That'll stay in play and should end the inning. Out goes Lugo. In comes Ward. Out goes Lugo. In comes Ward. And the inning is over as Ward puts it away. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left. Cards strand their first 2 of the night. We go to the 5th. Simontacchi back to the hill, and after that drive, the Cardinals take the 1-0 lead. Get to your quality Ford dealer and check out the great deals on the built Ford Tough F-Series trucks. Now up to $2,500 cash back, 0.9% APR financing, and a no-cost bed liner on F-Series. Ford is the official car and truck of the St. Louis Cardinals. Jason Simontacchi is back to work. It'll be Osmus, Hernandez, and Lugo. 1-0. The Cardinals in front in the leadoff hit for Osmus. Pitch was up. And Brad adds to his .222 average. 1 on, and that gives Hernandez a chance to bunt the runner along. Hernandez looks down to the third base coach. You can give him the sign from up here, Al. Yell out, bunt.
It's the way it seems like it, but one of my little pet peeves is how many times pitchers just allow a guy to get the bunt down instead of trying to make it more difficult.
Throw to second, out, over to first, safe.
I do give Simontacchi a little credit. He tried to elevate the ball, making it difficult to get on top of it, and pitchers hoping to get a little pop-up. But this ball was up a little bit, but Hernandez got up on top of it, bunted it, got it down. And then a little bit of a hesitation by Simontacchi, but he does get the lead man, and that is key, especially when you can make that pitcher out there run.
Listen. You can hear Matheny yelling 2-2-2.
Yep. And that's why, and that's really, you go out there, you think about the situation knowing that you do have a lead man you want to get, but you wait to get that call from the catcher because he's the one that's facing the field. He'll determine where you go.
Ball one, low and away to Lugo, who fly deep to center. Back in the third inning. Tying run at first with 1 out, and Hernandez punishment for not getting a better bunt down is that he has to run the bases. He decides to do it without a jacket. Good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, we haven't seen a double play, have we?
You know, we haven't seen one all night.
I think this is a perfect time to get one.
Better be hit to the shortstop. Polanco's over in the hole. It'll take him 20 minutes to get over to the bag.
Oh, you want a line drive double play?
Or one that just leads Vina right to the bag.
Okay.
We're not going to be picky, though. Doesn't matter. 2 balls and a strike. We haven't even talked about Cairo at third. Can't do it that way, can you? Nope, but you get the lead runner, and Vina continues doing his thing.
Another very difficult play that he makes look easy, and Polanco got the second base.
He did. It's our Pennzoil protection play. We're driving protection under the toughest conditions, and Vina provides plenty of that.
One of the marks of a good second baseman, can he always get that lead man? And a little slide to catch the ball, and then you can get and turn and get it to the second baseman quickly.
Breaking ball is hammered into center. Back is Edmonds at the wall, a leap, and he can't make the catch. It's a tie game as Lugo comes all the way around. Throw to third. Biggio's out. The inning is over. Edmonds will tell you he should have caught it. As it is, that drive ties it. We're halfway through the game. Would have been another circus catch.
Yeah, I almost think that he thought it was going to go a little further. He jumps on the ball, pounces on it, throws it to Polanco, and they nail. So another assist for him. But Tony La Russa, you showed him looking at his lineup card. He knows This is going to be a very difficult situation because it looked like Edmonds injured either the shoulder or the hand on that attempted catch, and it looked like he went down into the training room. Tony's already playing with a short bench. With Renteria not available, Martinez sick, and all of a sudden you start wondering where your extra men are.
Tony La Russa trying to get the attention of Dave McKay. He gives a sign to McKay, who then shouts something out to Matheny. And we'll see what the Cardinals do with Eli Marrero at the plate. Go ahead, run at first, and nobody out here in the fifth. Matheny hit by a pitch by Carlos Hernandez.
You can't say enough about Mike Matheny's catching ability, but offensively struggling, so that's why Marrero was getting more playing time. Tony waiting for somebody to take charge. Sunday, Tony kind of said he thought that they would need offense, and so he decided to go with Marrero. He's rewarded with a 3-run home run.
2-0. See if the Cards can get that run and then some right back. Defensively, they are just dead straight away for Marrero. In at third is Blum, but with a pitcher coming up, you would not bunt here, especially now with a count 2-0. 3-0.
Just be patient, Eli.
Take one, if not two strikes.
Yeah, but don't swing from your heels. Don't get out of your shoes trying to go after something.
He'll take here on 3-0, and he walks. How about that? A walk to the number 8 man. Second walk handed out by Hernandez. So Carlos getting wild. A hit batsman, a walk. Now you expect the bunt from Simontacchi, and Tony La Russa, if he could do it only once a game, would love to switch the runners and put Eli as the lead runner and Matheny as the trail man, but you can't do it.
Yeah, and this is something that Tony La Russa was right by the cage when Simontacchi was taking batting practice, and he was, switching off fake bunt and hit, and I wouldn't be surprised if that could be something if he got behind the count a little bit too. You expect the bunt. Defensively for the Astros, they are very good, and Tony is so aggressive with his pitchers.
Strike one.
That's not what you did in batting practice. He wasn't punching at the ball.
Cardinals had a runner at second after they got the run last inning with nobody out. Could not chase Polanco across. Now it's a tie game, and the Cards have 2 on and nobody out. Hit batsman and a walk.
Little mental games right here. You don't know what Cardinals are going to do, so Hernandez stepped off. Is he going to pull that bat back?
He did on ball 1. The Braves had a scouting report on Simontacchi when he made that first start against Atlanta here not that long ago. And the report was that he swung the bat and handled the bat well.
Right. Bobby Cox told me that, and we saw it a little bit in spring training.
And Hernandez having trouble throwing strikes. 2-1.
Kind of get into that situation we were talking about earlier where you're trying to get the pop-up or a strikeout from a pitcher bunting, but you don't want to run the risk of walking a guy. Bagwell extremely aggressive. That's why I think with Bagwell you think about sometimes switching off, and whether they are playing anything through the shortstop area is a base hit.
The bunt, throw to third, got it. Good dig by Blum at the back end of the play as he got it out of the dirt. Bad throw from Bagwell, but it's 2 on with 1 out, and the Cardinals can't advance the runner with a bunt.
Well, you know, that's another aspect. You pick on Bagwell a little bit. Remember, he had the shoulder surgery. Still not 100%, and he throws this one right into the ground. Close play there, but I believe he was out. And that's why it takes such a good bunt to get somebody over.
As Vina walks in, we tell you if you'd like to win Cardinals tickets and participate in the Southwest Airlines Family of the Game promotion during a Cardinal game, you send your name, address, and phone number to Southwest Airlines Family of the Game, P.O. Box 771192, St. Louis, Missouri 63177. Vina has singled and scored, and he bats with 2 on and 1 out. Good speed on with the lead man, Marrero, the runner at second. Well hit into right and down for a hit. Here comes Eli. Here's the throw, cut off over to third, Simontacchi, and it's 2-1 Cardinals. And good base running by the Cardinal pitcher, and another hit for Vina. Now that speed with Marrero paid off there.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way they're going to get him unless a outfielder can come in. But if you have to go to your left, there's no way you can recover and throw out Marrero with his great blinding speed. I mean, see him play the ball perfectly, and once he takes off, there's no stopping him. And Simontacchi, as you said, he didn't take anything for granted. He got over to third base for Vina on his
startling to see him go into third.
Well, you know, there's nothing wrong with a pitcher being an athlete and thinking well.
Now Polanco with runners at the corners, 1 out. Strike 1 on a breaking ball. We talked the other day why pitchers who run more than any other part of a Major League Baseball team seem to always act and react slowly on the bases, and Simontacchi recognized the situation, recognized that the throw was going to head to the plate, and went first to third on that. And now is only 90 feet away with 1 out.
You know, that could be a big insurance run out there at third base for Polanco.
See, now that's a good stat. Sometimes we just put stats up, and I don't mean we, I mean people in baseball just put stats up. That's a good stat.
Runner third, less than 2 outs. 80% of the time he delivers it.
Good pitch, 0-2.
That's a good sign. See Edmonds back on the bench. Worried that he had either hurt that shoulder or hand crashing into the wall.
That look easy. Hernandez gripping it a little tighter in this inning and having a tough time with his control. Change up or something?
I think, you know, just really it was a change up there, Joe, and he did it. He threw it where he wanted it, head in the count.
Big strikeout as Polanco goes down. You can change that graphic to 4 out of 6, and it's going to take a hit from Pujols. Third strikeout for Hernandez, and so far not one as big as that. See if last year's Rookie of the Year, who's 0 for 2 tonight, can deliver a charge here in the 5th. On deck is Edmonds, so he will continue in this game despite banging into the wall in left center. Breaking ball has been Carlos Hernandez's best friend tonight.
He's got a good changeup, but it's the curveball that is his best pitch. A little sneaky fast with his fastball. Doesn't have the knuckle curve that Bert Hooton had.
Good pitch, strike 2.
Up and in, ties up Albert. But after you see all those changeups and breaking balls, that 91-mile-an-hour fastball surprised you.
Good movement.
Yeah, that one took off. See where Osmus was set up outside, and that ball just had like a natural cut to it, and it was very effective. And he tried to go right back upstairs there to get a punch out. When he had Polanco 0-2, he bounced the off-speed pitch. He has Pujols 0-2. He went upstairs with a fastball.
See if Albert can pick up a big 2-out hit. Adjusted on that, stays alive. Questions on here on the emails about Steve Klein. How'd that knee check out? Still inconclusive?
No, it's no structural damage, and actually he's throwing the ball and doing much better. He will make a rehab. You know, he'll probably go for a couple appearances, fastball inside next week.
A 1-2. Hard hit, but right at Biggio. And the Cardinals miss a chance to pick up a 2 or 3 run lead. They do get the lead back, though. RBI by Vina. He scored 1, he's driven in 1, and the Cardinals lead by 1. No Baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Jack in the Box, where we don't make it till you order it. By your local St. Louis area Kia dealers. It's about time everyone had a well-made car. And by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers, St. Louis's #1 choice for tires and automotive service. A bundled up crowd here in downtown St. Louis. The temperature has really dropped over the past 20 minutes or so. It's only 8:34 on the scoreboard clock. And we move into the 6th inning with the Cardinals leading 2-1. For the Astros, it'll be Bagwell, Berkman, and Ward, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, against Simontacchi, who's been very good. He's allowed 1 run on 5 hits. Cardinals have 2 runs on 3 hits. Ball 1 to Bagwell. Jeff is fly to center and fly to right. Going away 2-0. And Matheny wants to go talk. Hello to Dominic Dolan watching back at home. Big 5-year-old Cardinal fan. Hoping the Cards can win this one against Houston. The Cardinals right now are 6-1 on this 10-game homestand, with tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday left to go.
Couple birthday wishes. Karen Donton. That's from Debbie Medbury. You know, they exchanging birthday wishes. And my good buddy Joe Fleming, 74th birthday today. Joe, hope you're feeling much better. Heard he was at the ballpark last week. And that is a perfect birthday wish, Joe.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. It's in for a strike, 2-1. Bagwell hitting .272. Everybody straight away for Bagwell, who could hit it anywhere. This time he comes up empty, 2-2. Simontacchi, when we've seen him in the 3 outings now, he's made some good hitters at times look foolish. And you don't see Bagwell do that very often.
Yeah, sometimes maybe that slider just real tight, just a little break.
How about that? Took something off that pitch, and the count 2-2, and the strikeout is number 3. So a 2-2 pitch, and that thing dived back down in on the hands and under the hands of Bagwell. Al, as always, I need to remind you, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinal Baseball is a production of Bud Sports and is an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Net. If you want to redo this game in claymation, you can't do it. The commissioner says no. Berkman fouls it away, strike 1.
You're talking about Simontacchi getting major league hitters out. How about 2 of the best?
A little zip on that last pitch.
92 miles an hour, but struck out Bagwell. Last time up, he got Berkman.
ball, one strike. On deck is Darrell Ward.
You know, he changes speeds on these guys. He pitches on both sides of the plate.
Good fastball.
Been pretty economical with just throwing 69 pitches.
How did you know that? Huh? Who's telling you information?
Right there.
A 1-2. Made Berkman reach. It's a little off balance. Still 1-2.
And that what pitching is all about, making someone reach and keeping them off balance. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And 1 slider.
Oh. He didn't swing, but the pitch looked pretty good. 2-2.
Had him fooled again, though, didn't he?
He did.
Now 2-2. Fastball. Didn't want to, and, you know, right there.
That'll be the second out of the inning. Two out.
So if I read that correctly, it was first a fastball away, shook off, fastball inside. He shook that off. Matheny went right back to the first one, fastball away, and he agreed with it.
Right. I think Jason was initially saying, no, I don't want to throw the fastball. And then he thought, well, I guess Mike wants me to throw the fastball, and I'd rather it be outside than inside.
And he got it out.
So 2 out, and here's Darrell Ward.
They got a single last time up through the right side. It's like Vigna's moved more into the hole this time, where he hit his ball for a base hit.
We're changing by the at-bat, by the minute, by the inning. One ball, one strike. The big body of Darrell Ward. A little floater. 1 ball, 2 strikes. How about the surprise visit we get in the
That's
booth?
probably a violation of the NCAA, but
they're used to that.
I think he's from UNLV, right?
Good pitch by Simontacchi. Strikeout number 4. Our good buddy Charlie Spoonhour is in the booth with us. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Simontacchi doing his thing again. The Cardinals lead 2-1. Ford Windstar comes with 4 doors and $3,000 cash back or 0.9% APR financing. Windstar's quadruple 5-star safety rating comes at no extra cost. Ford is the official car and truck of the St. Louis Cardinals. Al, how much more can you give us, Jason Simontacchi?
I don't know, but White shut him down. He's getting better. He had 2 punch outs in his last inning, so he's through 6 innings.
He also just went through the heart of their lineup.
That's right.
Now Edmonds comes up empty.
6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He's walked 1, struck out 4, and doesn't look like he's tiring. Send him back out.
Edmonds into left field for Ward. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th, and Edmonds is 0 for 2 with a walk. The batter will be Eduardo Perez.
So you can sneak out this win. Against a very good Houston ball club. You've already beaten them 4 out of the first 6 meetings. And then with Kyle and Morris, even though they've got good pitchers going against you, you feel pretty confident that you're going to win the series.
Eduardo Perez now takes a ball. Eduardo is 0 for 2. He's grounded out. He's popped up with a couple of runners on. He did that back in the 4th. Change up, 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's a little sneaky. He hides the ball well. You don't really pick it up.
to his right. 2 out. So with the bases empty, Miguel Cairo will be the hitter. We'll be right back here tomorrow night. Dan McLaughlin, Al Hrabosky, and I will be here as we get underway at 6:30 with Cardinals tonight. Houston and St. Louis, game 2 of the set. And again, it'll be Darryl Kyle coming off his best outing of the season, a win over Cincinnati against Roy Oswalt, who's one of the best young pitchers in the game. Here's Miguel Cairo, and there's a strike. Cairo tonight 0 for 2. Miguel on with a 2-out hit. Maybe that'll lead to something.
Hopefully it will. Larry and Irene Collier from Cape Girardeau, Missouri would like to say hello to all their fellow workers at the Rubbermaid in Jackson, Missouri. And they listen to all the Cardinals on the second shift. They also, we miss Jack Buck and hope he is back soon on the broadcast. Boy, that's everybody in Cardinal Nation echoes those sentiments.
Matheny has been hit by a pitch, grounded out, hitting .250. He has 3 home runs. It's going to take a serious drive to get the ball out of here tonight. It is chilly and the wind is blowing in. I've seen some fly balls that on other nights might have carried out of here that have not. And that's easy. Cairo back.
I'd rather not get into a home run hitting contest with the Astros. Rather just beat them with base hits.
A bouncer from Carlos Hernandez, 2-0.
Much like Mike Matheny, the Astros are blessed with an outstanding defensive catcher to guide their young pitchers, Brad Ausmus. Both of them have won a Gold Glove.
Hernandez with a count of 2-0. Lay one in there, Carlos. 3-0 with Eli Marrero on deck.
Williams offering encouragement.
Three and one. Cardinals will go to Pittsburgh and Houston after this series is over and the 10-game homestand is finished. That's into right center field and might plate another run. It's cut off by Hidalgo. Here comes Cairo. Here's the throw to the plate. Terrible throw. 3-1 Cardinals. Oquendo kept them coming. And the Cardinals do have that 2-out hit by Cairo, lead to something thanks to Matheny.
And that's breaks an 0 for 12 drought for Matheny, and in fine fashion picking up his 12th RBI. Stay on the ball, hit it out there in the gap. He slips a little bit, but Cairo with that good speed, he's not better than average. Makes a turn, and how many times can we say that Oquendo's very aggressive, and it pays off one more time. A little round in the bag there, and see Oquendo sending the runner there, keeping an eye on Matheny out at second. They're going to intentionally pass Marrero. No one warming up for the Cardinals, so Simontacchi, with 2 outs, will have a chance.
An easy decision for Jimmy Williams to put it up to Simontacchi. This will be the 3rd walk, first intentional walk handed out by Hernandez. And it'll be 2 on with 2 out for Simontacchi. Meanwhile, Biggio threw that ball to the plate like his arm was hurting. And he threw it flat-footed, and He just short-armed it to the plate when they had a legitimate shot at Cairo coming around.
I think sometimes, Joe, you don't anticipate. He's struggling offensively, and if you don't anticipate, see, there's kind of what you're talking about. He just kind of lobbed it out there, and Miguel Cairo was kind of stumbling around the bag and got a real wide turn around third. So you're right. But if he would have received that throw and come up firing, might have been a different story. Would have had something behind it. Now another visit from the Astros pitching coach.
See if Simontacchi can walk into a pitch and drive it somewhere. The Cardinals have 2 of their 3 catchers on base, Matheny and Marrero, and Mike Matheny with a huge 2-out RBI double. Cardinals lead 3-1. Simontacchi rolling on the mound, and now he'll try to chip in with his first major league hit.
Congratulations to Tony Pena, who had been the bench coach for Jimmy Williams, being named the manager of the Kansas City Royals, and we'll see them in June as the Cardinals have a home and away series with the Royals.
Yeah, he left this Houston organization, was successful in the minor leagues, and then was coaching as a bench coach. And now he's with Kansas City, and they've actually played pretty well since he's taken over. Simontacchi hits it into right. Hidalgo will put it away. The inning is over, but not before the Cardinals get that coveted 2-out rally going. A hit by Cairo, and then Miguel had to run on this by Matheny. Cardinals lead it after 6, 3-1.
Sportsnet.
Fernando Vina and the Cardinals trying to stay pace with Cincinnati. They lead their game against Florida by the score of 6-1 late in that game in Cincinnati. And here in St. Louis, it's 3-1, top of the 7th. Fernando Vina, guys, has been a catalyst ever since arriving from Milwaukee. That's no different here tonight. Let's start with the first run of the game. That's by Vina on the RBI double by Placido Polanco back in the 4th. We talk about the defense from the Gold Glover. Already, though, 4 errors this season, but he saves an awful lot of hits from going into right field and into center. Fernando Vina, the great play, and also the RBI he mixed in back in the 5th. That would score Eli Marrero. That made it 2-1. Mike Matheny adds the other RBI. Now 3-1. Fernando Vina just doing it at both ends, offensively and defensively. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. It's going to be Hidalgo, Blum, and Ausmus, the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Houston against Simontacchi. With the Cardinals now leading by 2. Hidalgo is 0 for 2 and has averaged .266. Been some grumblings, if you get excited about reading online gossip, that the Astros are interested in unloading Richard Hidalgo.
I've heard that. They've been disappointed ever since he got the big contract.
One ball, one strike.
I had one general manager tell me one time, Joe, after a player signs his first big contract, I almost throw that first year away.
Cardinals have made a change defensively, and you'll figure it out right now. How about the ball finding J.D. Drew a minute into the game? 1 out. And that move makes all the sense in the world to take Perez out of the lineup and put better defense in. Our advanced auto division standings. Cardinals come in 3 out. Hey, I haven't even looked at the scoreboard tonight. Cincinnati's winning big at home over Florida 6-1 with a 5-run 5th. So the Cardinals, it appears, are going to have to win to stay 3 out. The Astros are still under 500. A game and a half behind the Cardinals. Here's Blum, and there's a strike. This guy gets a pretty good hack at it.
And he's very versatile. Talking about Blum. Play all the infield positions, and I think they were contemplating with Insberg being the everyday third baseman, finding some playing time in the outfield for him too.
1 ball, 1 strike on Blum. Simontacchi has 4 strikeouts, but 3 of the 4 have been against the big hitters for the Astros. 2 balls and a strike. After Blum, it's Ausmus as Mike Matthews gets loose for the Cardinals in their bullpen.
Astros have Stone and Dotel in their bullpen.
Here's a 2-1. 2-2. Don't get much of the same on back-to-back pitches from Simontacchi.
You know, he pitches, and sort of a phenomenon in today's baseball is you see guys that have been around 3-4 different organizations get around 28 before they figure out how to do it. He wasn't a big bonus baby, but sometimes you get the bonus babies get rushed to the big leagues trying to get a return on their money. Going to be a fastball. And by the time they figure it out, they're with their second or third club. Three-two pitch. Fastball.
Fly ball. Right field. Looks playable. Drew's there. Another out. Foul ball when it came down. 2 up, 2 down, and the number 8 hitter Ausmus will be at the plate. Here the big 3 for Houston. First it was Berkman back in the 4th inning. Took a tailing fastball. Then it was Bagwell over the top of that, and then Darrell Ward to end the top of the 6th. Those are 3 different pitches for 3 strikeouts.
Right. And that's what we're talking about. He knows how to move the ball around, how to change speeds, and how to pitch aggressively, trying to get first pitch strike 1.
Nothing in 1 to count on Ausmus, who has one of the 5 Houston hits tonight. 3-1 Cardinals in the 7th, and the count's 0-2, and that ticked Matheny.
88 pitches right now. Still economical. Get through 7 innings with 90 pitches. And I don't think, Joe, this time around we're going to wait 10 days to see him again.
Here's an 0-2. Good for him.
Good for the Cardinals. He hadn't done anything to disappoint.
A 1-2 pitch.
Oh.
Hello. Yellow.
For a guy that moves the ball around so well, you kind of expect that one to get called. Everybody, Matheny framing it right there, but no call.
Like he tried to do it again, and the count 3-2. On deck is Merced. He will pinch hit. That's why Matthews is getting loose.
And nothing fancy, just go get him with the fastball.
Still a full count.
Joe, I've seen I think one of the last arts is how someone can use one pitch and make it more than one pitch by throwing it in different locations, mastering the command in all 4 quadrants of the baseball diamond. There we go again, fastball.
A 2-out walk, that might lead to trouble. Looked like he had him struck out. Second walk handed out by Simontacchi, and the batter will be Merced, who could tie it with 1 swing. Here comes Dave Duncan, and he's going to trot and talk. Look at the bullpen, but it doesn't appear that he'll make a change.
Orlando Merced is an excellent veteran pinch hitter. He does have a little strained hamstring, so he cannot play in the field, can only swing the bat.
So while they talk, I'll tell you to come down early every Friday during the season, a Busch Bash at the ballpark. You can win tickets for that night's game and enjoy live music, barbecue, and a Busch or easy drinking Busch Light outside gate 7. The shadow of Stan Musial statue at the Southwest Airlines Family Pavilion. Great pregame party. Those are on Friday nights when the team's at home. 421-3060 or log on STLCardinals.com. Merced hitting 270, takes a pitch off the outside corner. Strike one. The Cardinals get Steckschulte loose in their bullpen now as Matthews takes a seat.
4 for 19 as a pinch hitter is Merced.
Should end the inning. That's 7 innings, 1 run, 5 hits allowed for Jason Simontacchi. He has been terrific. Cardinals lead 3-1. Bottom of the seventh coming up. For a look at today's national news headlines, let's go to the Fox Network Center. Well, congratulations to Marilyn Saltzman, today's merchandise prize winner in the Hyundai Long Drive inning sweepstakes. If the Cardinals hit a home run in the 7th, Marilyn Saltzman will qualify for the grand prize drawing for a Hyundai Santa Fe at the end of the season. To register, visit a St. Louis area Hyundai dealer to complete an entry form. Simontacchi had a nice reception when he headed off the field after that last half inning, and he should. Boy, he has been outstanding. Outstanding. And Mike Matheny pulled him in for a hug.
That's taking care of your responsibilities. Steckschulte continues to throw in the bullpen, so he may be through, but their starter's gone as Ricky Stone comes into this game. His 23rd appearance. Right-hander.
Ball from Stone to Vina. There's the score at 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th. And Carlos Hernandez, the starter for Houston, went 6. Allowed 3 runs on 5 hits. Each side has 5 hits. Hernandez struck out 3 and walked 3. One intentionally hit a batter. He can only be the loser if he gets a decision. That's foul. Strike 2. Good idea. He had Blum pushed back. That's why Fernando's frustrated.
He normally bunts so well, and he's had some problems of late. Went through a series of about 3 line drives to the first baseman.
Out in front of that pitch, we've seen Stone have a good off-speed delivery, and he comes in striking out Vina to start the 7th.
Stone has not allowed a run in 17 of his team high 22 games and scored upon only twice in his last 14. An off-speed pitch right there, and Fernando out in front and over the top.
Here's Polanco.
See, now you've finally taken my approach.
Just go last names only.
Last name. Then they'll tell us we're mispronouncing that.
1 out of 3 on the night. His one was an RBI double back in the 4th inning to score Vina after the Cardinals got their first base runner on Fernando's leadoff hit. Hernandez perfect through the first 3 and overall turned in a pretty good effort, but tonight outpitched by Simontacchi. 1 ball, 1 strike with Pujols on deck. Strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The Astros bullpen is very good, especially for the late innings. Sometimes have a tough time getting the ball in the hands of players like Stone, Dotel, and Wagner. That's the newest Houston Astro, Pedro Bourbon. Reaching for it, Biggio. Takes care of Polanco. 2 gone. 2 up, 2 down. Pujols bats with the bases empty. Great seats still remain for Cardinals games this season. Cardinals have made attending a baseball game with your family and friends affordable with discount specials such as kids pricing, fan half price nights, day game specials, family fun Fridays. Ordering tickets, all you have to do is log on to stlcardinals.com or give the Cardinals charge line a call, 421-2400, and the main number, 421-3060. Here's Pujols with 2 out, nobody on. He went deep last night, and he takes ball 1 here. You can email the booth. It's pronounced Lycos.
Are you
Keyword
sure?
Cardinals booth, yeah. And we're going to get pronunciations and everything. Good. That's on the corner. Stone has thrown some good pitches since coming in. We can hope that Stechschulte will do similar work in the top of the 8th. He will pitch to the top of the order. Lugo, Biggio, and Bagwell. If anybody gets on, Berkman in the 8th. That's foul.
And we'll have 2 pitchers, both from the state of Ohio. Albert facing Ricky Stone, who was selected by the Dodgers in the 4th round of the June '94 draft. Then he was signed as a minor league free agent November 7th of 2000. Did get finally to the big leagues last year.
That's falling in a hurry. Might drop down for a hit. It does. A 2-out hit. And that could be big. We talked about the 2-out hit by Cairo last inning. And now a 2-out hit by Pujols with Edmonds coming up. Could be large.
Is his hand stinging from let's watch this. Kind of gets jammed on a cool night, but watch him as he rounds the bag. Like he almost missed first base, and looks okay. Now pitching change, and we're going to see Pedro Barbon Jr.
Not senior.
No, I knew senior.
Stone goes 2/3 of an inning, no runs, 1 hit. Responsible for the man on, 1 strikeout, no walks. Third pitcher of the night for Houston is the left-hander Bourbon. We are in the bottom of the 7th. Edmonds coming up, 3-1 Cardinals. 7th, Edmonds will be the hitter, and Pedro Bourbon Jr. will be the pitcher man. The Midwest Sports Report on the big show tonight. Bernie Betts made for TV. Bernie Miklasz sounds off. The world according to Tarp, life with the grounds crew. And a complete post-game wrap-up with a special guest star appearance by Joanna. Here is Edmonds, who so far is 0 for 2 with a walk, and he deals with this new left-hander, Pedro Jr., who we first saw with Atlanta. Ball 1. The numbers for Bourbon.
That's only his 3rd game for his new ball club. 1 hit allowed, and then in a 3rd, 1 strikeout.
Came from the Blue Jays. Now he's an Astro, and he misses with ball 2. Drew is on deck, so it made the choice of going to a left-hander even easier.
I asked Pedro today how his father's doing. He says he makes his home now in the state of Texas.
2-1.
Pedro was a Cardinal for back in the late 60s. Junior here was a member of the '95 world champion Atlanta Braves. And his dad was a mainstay in that bullpen for Cincinnati and the Big Red Machine. You may not know this either, Joe, that Pedro Barbon Sr. back in 1965, we sent in about 50,000 U.S. troops into the Dominican Republic, and there was a revolution at that time, and he was a machine gunner.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's a 2-2. Edmonds strikes out. Good work by Bourbon. He comes in, takes care of the Cardinal cleanup hitter, and that sends us into the 8th. Gene Stechschulte will take over 2 hours and 2 minutes after we start. So far, so good. 3-1 as we go to the 8th. Steckschulte will be the new pitcher, second of the night. Simontacchi was terrific. 7 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and now Gene will try to set up Jason.
Gene has really been doing an outstanding job since his return from the minor leagues. He's earned a win or a hold in each of his last 5 appearances, and he's second on the staff in wins. Very affectionately has become a vulture of the bullpen, swooping down and picking up wins, but today he wants to get a hold.
Hold it right where it is and let the other guy shut it down in the 9th. Top of the order, imperative to get Lugo with Biggio and Bagwell and Berkman coming up. Lugo hitting .293. Was on the bench the last time the Cardinals saw the Astros. Favor of Everett, as Al mentioned. Everett is back in the minor leagues, and Lugo is back at short in the big league.
And they were trying to win with an all-rookie left side of the infield.
Julio Lugo takes a strike on the inside corner.
This guy had a very fine season last year. He's more of an offensive player. He'll make the routine plays. He had .263. 10 home runs, 37 RBIs, had 12 steals.
Another strike, 1-2.
Can't say enough about Gene Steckschulte. After making a errant 3-0 pitch that ended up costing the game and a home run, Chipper Jones, he has been unbelievable.
Sidearm delivery doesn't work, and it's 2-2.
Lesser man would have wilted, but not Gene.
On 2-2, Julio Lugo strikes out. Goodbye. Hasta luego. And there's one out here in the 8th. Biggio coming up.
Absolutely fooled by this pitch, a fastball, a little movement on it, and Lugo is looking for something softer.
Biggio is 3 for 3. He can't possibly have a 4-hit night, can he?
Well, last time up, he was thinking at loftier things. He was thinking about the cycle.
Trying to get the triple, and he was thrown out by a combination of Edmonds, Polanco, and Cairo. Steve Klein Helmet Day coming to a ballpark near you. They could do the Biggio Helmet Day at whatever they call their park in Houston. Astros Field.
Aren't they negotiating to get a new name?
Arthur Anderson Dome.
No, I don't think that one's going to work either.
Here's a 0-2 to Biggio. How would you like to get Biggio, Al, and face Mr. Bagwell with nobody on?
I would think that would be pretty nice.
How did he know the camera was on him?
Hey, he's the mayor of the bullpen.
On 1-2, that's easy. Albert, he gets there quicker than Craig. 2 out, the batter will be Bagwell, and all he could do, he can hit one 400 miles if he wants, and he can only make it a 1-run game. 33,442 paid to see this.
I think we prefer him to go 0 for 4.
Go quietly in the 9th.
Yeah. Well, what a great player. I was just looking at his numbers, what he has done against the Cardinals in his career. Yeah, looks like a typical season for him.
You know, you can talk about fatigue. You see the career numbers against the Cardinals. 137 games. And how many times during the course of those games does he come up in the late innings with a chance to crush it? That got through Cairo, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Cairo could not get in front of that scorcher hit over to third, and now the tying run will bat, and it's their biggest run producer, Berkman.
He hits the ball hard, and it's slightly to his left, but I think he, I tell you, should have at least knocked it down. May have taken a little hop over there. Now Dave Duncan will come out. Matthews got back up for this matchup, and Gene, nothing he could say. You know, he got the ground ball right at the third baseman and just got through him.
He keeps throwing strikes. He keeps getting opportunities such as these.
And Berkman 5 for 7 off of Steck Schulte, so it's an easy decision. Also, he's a switch hitter, and he's hitting under 200, batting right-handed.
And only 2 of his 15 home runs have been hit right-handed. But he hit a big one here last year against Jeff Tabaka. Yeah, I said it. Jeff Tabaka. Here comes Matthews. Mike Matthews, the second pitcher of the inning and third of the game, Al Roboski.
And Mike is unscored upon in 10, or in his last 10 appearances, dating back to April the 19th. It's a span of 9 innings. Last season in this role, he was exceptional. 41 relief appearances, allowed just 2 runs in his last 24 games, and allowed 5 runs in his 41 1/3 total innings in relief. That's an ERA of 1.09. And if he gets Mr. Berkman right here, the switch hitter, who obviously is much, much better from the left side, he will have accomplished what we need to send this game to the 9th in Izzy time. Yeah, Jeff Tabaka, you remember that, huh?
I said it. I'm sorry. Runner at first, 2 out, tying run at the plate. 3-1 Cardinals. We're in the 8th. Bagwell with a 2-out hit. Berkman hitless on the night with a walk, but again 15 home runs, 42 RBIs. Right-handed, left-handed, doesn't matter. The Astros are happy to have Berkman up with a chance to tie it. 2-0. On deck is Darrell Ward, and the bullpen is Jason Isringhausen.
Not the easiest way to get somebody out, by falling behind the count. Challenge him with a fastball, and that's what he'll be looking for.
Good spot for the inside part. 2-1.
Berkman thought it was a bit up. 2-1. Missed with a couple breaking balls. Then he had to throw in the fastball. Didn't want the curveball. Throw a fastball.
One.
One of the most important statistics for a relief pitcher. When you come in with men on base, what do you do with the first hitter? And Mike, in his previous 17 appearances, had retired 9. Another fastball in 3-1.
That's not good. Tying runs are on, and Darrell Ward will be the hitter. This will be the last hitter.
I'm not too sure that Tony may not.
You know, that's what they're looking at right now. What's Ward against Isringhausen? What do you want to do? Do you want to bring Isringhausen in right here?
Yeah, I think he's going to go out and talk to him, and he will definitely just buy some time in case he wants to bring in Isringhausen. It looked like Marty Mason was on the phone out there, so they may be telling him, get ready, you're coming in.
If he doesn't make the change here, he can't come in against Ward. It's going to be Matthews against Ward, and this will be the last hitter for the Cardinal left-hander. Isringhausen got a tune-up inning last night, what looked like might be a long inning for him. shut down in a hurry in that 7-3 win. Now with 2 on 2 out, watch out. This guy can hit him a long way. Go ahead, run at the plate. Ball 1. Got to pitch to this guy, and you got to challenge him. Put him on. Load the bases. Isringhausen or not, it makes it difficult. Good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's what you're talking about. You got to execute your pitches.
Some heavy breathing going on in that Cardinal dugout.
Yeah, I mean, there's an awful lot of respect that the Cardinals, all the players and management have for the Astros.
2-1.
I talked to Mike one time about his body language, and you know, he doesn't present the most formidable, but he just said, you know, that's my personality. I've got to do it this way. But I know what he knew what I was talking about. But he said, I do have a lot of confidence in myself. I may not project it.
Good pitch. Fell behind 2-1 and did not come with a fastball, and Ward was geared up for it. 2-2.
Now, Darrell Ward's the kind of guy that really is really looking for that fastball. Now, he can hit breaking balls, but he's going to be more geared for it. Another breaking ball. That was the slider there. Run at full count. And Theny, little words of encouragement. Tony moving the defense.
Read lips. It looked like Jimmy Williams was just talking about Isringhausen, bringing him in next. That's obviously going to happen. Would be in the 8th or the 9th. The 9th. Good work by Mike Matthews. He came in, issued a walk, and then took something off that pitch and gets a huge strikeout. Ward is gone, and so are the Astros. Cardinals up 2. This portion of Cardinal Baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with lower fares, by Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers, and by Lowe's, improving home improvement. That beautiful sight down below the Cardinals and Astros, and we're into the bottom of the 8th. J.D. Drew's first at bat. He gets to deal with Pedro Bourbon.
Not exactly for a guy that's not swinging the bat real well right now to head off this side wheeler. That's why he was not in the lineup with the left-hander starter Hernandez. And then this is an even more extreme, tougher at bat.
Reaching for it, a little fly ball to Hidalgo, who, by the way, will lead it off for the Astros in the 9th. 1 out. And that'll be it for Bourbon. 2/3 of an inning. No runs, no hits, 1 strikeout, no walks. And we will have our 4th pitcher of the night for the Astros. It'll be a right-hander. He brings it from down under, and we will reveal his number and his name when we come back. There he is. It's number 59. You know who that is? That's Brandon Puffer. 3-1 Cardinals. Hey, there's Brandon Puffer. There have been 11 games for Brandon so far this season, an ERA of 5.84. Just over 12 innings. 15 hits, and he has walked as many as he has striked out.
Last 5 appearances for this rookie, he's allowed just 1 run. He comes from where the Swallows go.
Where would that be?
San Juan Capistrano.
Cairo has an important hit tonight. This time he hits a two-hopper to Lugo with a backhand and that good arm. 2 out. So this right-hander comes in, gets the lead man. Cairo back in the 6th inning with 2 out, nothing doing. Singled up the middle and then scored on the RBI double hit by this guy, Mike Matheny. That was a big run. Cardinals still lead 3-1. And in the 9th inning, it'll be Hidalgo, Blum, and Ausmus against Jason Isringhausen. And Izzy will be in search of save number 11.
There's Izzy. Brandon Puffer has about the same pedigree that Simontacchi had. 27th round selection by the Minnesota Twins in '94, signed by the Angels in '96, signed by the Reds in '98, re-signed by the Reds in '98, signed by the Rockies in '99, Independent League in 2000, and signed by the Astros also in 2000.
So here he is in the big leagues. And it took him a long while to get here. So good for him. He gets an opportunity. And that's hard hit. Blum knocks it down, has time to recover. We go to the 9th. Hard hit by Matheny, who does have that 2-out RBI double. It's Isringhausen time. He got a tune-up last night for just this opportunity. He'll try to save it for Simontacchi. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net, brought to you by Budweiser, who salutes America's designated drivers. We all make a difference. Jason Isringhausen takes over. He's the 4th pitcher of the night. Simontacchi, Steckschulte, Matthews, and Isringhausen. Those are some names. And here's Izzy looking for save number 11.
And he's worked the scoreless 9th inning last night, extended his shutout streak to 9 1/3 innings. So 31 strikeouts.
Here's our play of the game, brought to you by Budweiser. With a crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you. The 2-out RBI double by Matheny, which made it a 2-run game in the 6th. Long strides by Cairo brought him to the plate. And it's still 3-1 as we play in the 9th, and Hidalgo is first up.
Can't beat you. You thought Jimmy Williams was saying he wanted to see this matchup if Hidalgo and Jason Isringhausen.
If my lip reading is right. There's a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I probably wanted to do it with a couple guys on base rather than with nobody on base.
Two balls and a strike.
Jason falling behind here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wasn't the easiest of innings last night. Didn't want the fastball, wants his cutter.
And that's into right. Right at JD. 1 out. The Midwest Sports Report is coming up. Pat Paris knocked me over with that American smile.
Coming up after the game on the Midwest Sports Report, Bernie Miklas of the Post-Dispatch looks at the cars in a possible suburban stadium. Our Fox Focus looks at the Busch Stadium grounds crew, and we'll have complete NL Central highlights to update you on the division. That's coming up after the game on the Midwest Sports Report. Now back to Joe and Al.
All right, Pat, here is Blum. There's out number 2. Couldn't be easier for Minion. 2 up, 2 down. And Isringhausen on his way to number 11.
Joe, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the stadium thing for 1 second. People don't understand.
I talked about it for an hour or the other.
I'm going to say change the direction. I listened to that. But last 2 days, we have 2 elevators here. They both have been broken. And including last night with all of our patrons in the truck that were stuck in one of the elevators and had to call 911 to have the St. Louis's finest fire department to extract our guys out of the elevator.
Here's Osmus's Isringhausen tries to end it right here. Into right. There's Drew. That's a winner. Cardinals win it 3-1, and a big one. Al Raboski, good pitching. Simontacchi, Steck, Schulte, Matthews, Isringhausen. We'll be back with a complete post-game report. Now it's time for the Midwest Sports Report.